What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of Barbells and Banter, and this time we're brought to you by our sponsor, FODBODs. So what we did today in the episode, so you have to tune in for it, is we reviewed one of the flavors of their protein bars. We have Jess on the episode as a special guest, even though she's a bit of a regular now. Talked about training, talked about pivoting through how to pivot and stay on track with your goals, and some of the characteristics that it takes to be an athlete that just makes progress no matter what. Then we talked about the biggest mistakes that are costing you progress in the gym. Talked about all the things that we've seen, just over our times kind of going through the gym. It's costing everyone progress. And guess what? We told you how to fix it as well. If you're here for the first time or you haven't done it already, please hit the follow button, subscribe button, and give us a share. Share it out to other people just like yourself, because this podcast is for you guys and people just like you. So thank you so much in advance. Finally, Strong and Lean in 16 is ready to go. If you want to lose body fat, drop centimeters around your waist, and build that strong-looking physique that you've always wanted, Strong and Lean in 16 is the program for you. Jump on the website, get some information, book a call with me, and I'll see if it's going to work for you. All right, guys, that's it. Let's get to the episode.
Yeah, because not a lot of people expect me to be really good friends and be able to work with men.
Couple of buffheads. And I'm like, we are one of the same. Yeah. But I always say the Sydney story. I'm like, no. I don't shut the fuck up. But they're also happy to tell me when they need time, to the point where Ben was like, I'm going to... Your face tells me, you will verbally tell me.
I didn't have to stay with you, so it's like, I'm out. Leave me alone for a bit.
I just need 20 minutes.
And then I was like...
It's going to be quiet time, just letting everybody know.
I sat in the corner of the room, getting my... doing my makeup in the corner with music really, really, really low. And then Ben woke up, he's like, all right, I'm ready to go. Yeah. And I'm like...
I reckon Tam and I said about 5 words the whole weekend to each other in the room. Good, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff for Tam.
A lot of stuff.
That's a lot of people.
The next morning,
moving parts.
I didn't say a lot of words, but I made a lot of sounds.
The next day,
yeah. Oh, his face was the best. Like, you alright, bro? Like, nah.
It will forever live rent-free in my brain, that drive to Penrith.
I don't want to think about that drive ever again. That literally changed my life.
That poor
I was like, you gotta get
I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta get your shit together, bro. Like, you gotta stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
we just pushed it once, a little bit more each time, and that was over the line.
But that's okay, because now we've been good. Now it's like, no drinking.
I think I'm at
Correct.
I don't drink stage.
Yeah.
I've heard myself say that a few times.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I'd like to say that. Yeah.
We went to the U-Strong Christmas party, early.
Yeah.
Mad's like, I'm going to get a cider. I'm like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't drink.
Oh, yeah, that's
it
great.
Just came out of my face.
That's really good for you.
Nice.
Okay. I don't drink if it's pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did Christmas.
Which is really unhealthy, because then it's like I only drink to get fucked up.
Yeah.
I
just don't see the point.
Christmas and New Year completely sober.
Yep.
I usually have a couple of drinks with the family on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And New Year's Eve I was with friends, but I did all of them sober.
Yeah.
Didn't feel the need to drink. And then, but if I go out for dinner, I had a wedding last week. I drank at the wedding.
Yeah.
But it's my birthday next week. It's my birthday next week.
The Festival of Jess is about to begin.
Festival
What day
of
is it?
Jess. The 22nd.
So Wednesday. So it's the day this comes out.
Everyone.
It's my motherfucking...
Oh, no, we're a week delayed.
It was or is going to be
last week.
Depending.
It's going to be my birthday last week.
It was my motherfucking
The 22nd of Jan is my birthday, but my birthday is going to be a post-birthday festival.
Oh, you got to squeeze it.
I've got concerts and gigs and catch-ups, and I've got all of them planned. But
is this the Dirty 30?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, fucking oath. Let's go.
Yeah.
Good age.
Yeah.
Good age until you blink and you're 37.
Yeah. Whoops. Shaman yesterday on Standout was like, oh, you just become a better person at 30.
The older you get. Yeah. The funny thing is it's not even near 30 yet.
Yeah.
It's just on the other side of 25. I'm basically 30.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm milking, because everyone's always just oh my God, you've done so well in your 20s and blah, blah, blah. I was like, 20s, I'll claim it for the next few days. And then, but I'm
30's good.
Yeah, what difference does it make?
30's good, man.
I actually have no issue. Like everyone else is 30, so you're
That's
not.
it.
Not yet.
We'll always make
This
you,
year as well.
We'll always make
Yeah.
you feel better.
May.
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, Tam, can I organise your birthday? We'll have 2. You can have one with your mum and dad and your family,
And one with not your mum and dad.
and one of us.
One of us.
Jace.
Yeah.
Look at his already.
You know what?
His skin's crawling already.
I might not drink that weekend.
Well, if I said no to Jace, I don't think they would have stopped him. So.
Yeah. So Tam, it's your birthday. If you want to come,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing.
We're celebrating
It's just going to
you.
be, we're meeting here for dinner.
If you want to
Yeah.
join us for your birthday,
Yeah.
that's fine.
We'll have dinner, and then afterwards, if you don't want to come to the strippers, like it's okay.
Yeah, you still will.
And then Steph will be like, "What'd you do?" Oh, I took
Tam for his
yeah,
birthday.
yeah, it was his birthday. We had to go to the strippers. I didn't get a dance though. It's all good. This glitter just rubbed off on me. Like, it was everywhere. It was coming out of the roof.
It's 2 weeks in a row we've gone stripper glitter.
Love you, babe.
And she loves you so much, she's not
She
listening to
knows.
this.
Oh, I can say whatever I want on this. No way. She's not going to listen to me. She doesn't listen to me every day. Fucking hell.
She's like, voluntarily?
She just likes my shit, and it's on silent. I'm like,
Love.
she doesn't want to hear me,
Love.
which is fair.
Double tap,
I
move
don't-
along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
my
he's
mum,
talking about lifting weights again. Fuck.
my mum says that. My mum will be like, she'll just like a bunch of stories and then she'll like everyone's stories and she's like, oh, I'll like give her shit about it. I'll be like, Mum, someone else told me you like their stories. She's like, I don't even read what it says. I just like to show my support.
You know what I like is when
Thanks, Daphne. I thought you really cared.
you know
Oh, Mum will definitely be listening to this. I love you and your support. I
goat.
love you.
I
The
did,
goat.
and now I know it's not real.
Do you
Hurt
I
my
like when
feelings.
when someone sees the story and they don't react on it fast enough, and then the next story they react on that and it's totally
wrong one.
unrelated.
Yeah.
So they put like a heart emoji and it's just like a picture of me or something. They're like, "Oh, so I wasn't meant to do that. It's for the dog."
I've had that line used on me before,
Yeah.
but I don't think.
Yeah, or they
I'm
laugh.
so
They
sorry.
laugh at like a business, like you put
Yeah.
up like a business post, and they laugh at it, and they're like, "Oh no, I didn't mean to laugh at that.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
it's the
for
one before
the one
that.
before." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "You making fun of me?
Yeah.
You making fun of me trying to make it, dog?
Fuck you.
So you're on my list.
Fuck you.
You're on my
Yeah.
list.
Daphne only likes pictures of when it's LJ or you.
That's fair.
So she should.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. What else is she
Don't
gonna
get
fuck?
anything else. She's gonna fuck about
She gonna fucking
the
like, bro.
business. Nothing. Just gives me nothing, and then it's like Jess is here, and then but then she'll like if you're in the first one, she'll like all of them.
Love that for
Doesn't
me.
matter what else. is
You know
after.
what? You're
So you just
welcome.
have to start
about
your. You just have to start your
every
day with
morning.
a-
So then I get
Well,
Daphne.
today. Today. Well, you're on today because I am flooding your stories today.
Yeah, in there twice.
I'm in there twice already.
Yeah.
But my goodness, love
I'll
you.
be really
Mum.
sad if it gets to lunchtime. There's no Daphne love in my.
Oh, okay.
I'll be upset.
She is a fiend for the gram. We love it.
Michael's in his story liking phase.
Yeah, he is.
Every night.
Once a day though. Hey,
Yeah,
everything once
yeah.
a day.
It just gets pounded.
Yeah.
Like just 8 in a row.
You open Instagram, and you're like,
It's like,
fuck.
oh, okay, so Michael's going to bed soon.
My post must have like popped off, and then you open it, you're like, oh, it's just Dad. I need
Yeah,
that.
literally.
Thanks, Buzz.
Literally.
Yeah.
So we got our first sponsor
Yeah.
officially.
Yeah.
Fodbod. So if you are a avid listener, which you're probably here for Jess.
Hang on, we
So
might
might
do
not
this
be.
again. I want to find out which one's the cheer one. So bear with us, listeners.
Do it.
But we'll cut this for
just-
Fodbods.
No,
when
just
we
do them
find
all.
it.
Just do them all. This is like way better.
Oh, where's the volume?
Is it? Hopefully there's one that's
Oh, that's
the one.
cool.
That's not it.
Yeah, there it is.
All right,
Yeah.
so it's the yellow one.
It's the yellow
All
one.
right. We have to keep this in the
Oh,
episode.
wait. Hang on.
That's the best fucking sound.
If it's not a good flavour,
Yeah.
sorry.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I just want like a
Ominous.
cheer one. I might have
cheer,
to program
the
it
yellow.
in.
The cheer one's yellow.
Yeah, the yellow was cheering.
Yeah, it's cheering.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just not good enough for Tam.
It wants more.
He's not satisfied.
It's not. There's
I
no.
want like the like the kids like yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. There's no energy with
I
that.
could probably
Yeah.
like program it.
What's the
Wait a sec.
Can we get Arnold more energy on there?
more energy?
Why don't you just record all of us cheering?
That's making a comeback. I've heard that like 5 times in the last month
Yeah.
from multiple different people.
Right, so
good.
we have
I'm
8
about
slots. We'll figure out the requests for each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each
More
segment.
energy is
Wait,
definitely.
one of them definitely has to be.
I like that.
and nothing else.
I really like that. As long as Tam can like just use it at the right time, like it's just like go to the gym and no program.
Daphne didn't like Ben's selfies.
You're
I'm
not
upset.
tracking your
Didn't
macros.
Didn't like my check-in.
All right, let's get away.
Starting the segment.
All right.
Here we are. Like, do you guys want us to drop the banter? Like, yeah, keep the banter. All right, you want more banter?
Have it.
Let's go.
Force fit.
Oh man.
So yes, we got our first sponsor. So we had FODBODs on the episode ages ago. Tried it, liked it. So we reached out and we're like, hey, do you want to be on more? So we're going to try a flavor a week and then give you guys, I promised an honest review. So even though it is a sponsorship, I said to be honest. Vanessa was like, she's like, I'm so glad you fucking liked it.
Yeah,
I was
you gotta be honest.
We were going to be honest. Like there's no...
You got to find out if it's fire or not. That's it.
That's it.
You know?
All right. You're not really a guest, but guest-ish. So you have to pick the flavor. You might have look.
No, you
Just
can't
go
look.
grab it.
It's like lucky
Yeah,
dip.
lucky dip.
Well, then I'm not picking.
Hopefully you get the peanut butter one,
Yeah.
because that's the one I want to eat.
I got this one.
If you pull out two.
Manifest, Jess.
All right, here. Go. Pick a hand.
All right, this one. I don't know what hand that is. Right.
Peanut chocolate.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything with peanuts.
All
I
right.
mean,
Tam, can we have a knife, please?
Yep.
I was like, just break us off the pieces.
I'm happy to just rip
So
it up.
am I.
Yeah.
all
No,
right.
don't worry
it's
about
all
it, Tam.
it's all
Tam,
Yeah,
don't
need
worry.
no.
Yeah.
So the good news.
I don't care. I was just trying to be polite for everyone else.
Oh yeah, nah.
The good news is
Thank you.
because it's gut friendly, and I'm currently going through
Oh, true.
a flare up. I can have this, and
Yeah.
Hopefully be okay.
I
We'll know
won't-
by the end of the episode.
if there's a pause and I have to run off, guys, I'm afraid I've shit myself.
Did not expect to go there this early.
Yeah, I did. I definitely did.
It's just the moment where Jess
All
makes the face where your toddler
All right.
shits himself.
So
Peanut chocolate.
peanut chocolate, 15 grams of
Let's
protein.
try and focus here, guys.
We are being paid for this. 235 calories,
Mm-hmm.
15 grams of protein, 11 fats, 17 grams of carbohydrates. What's the fiber? 2.3 fiber.
Smells like peanut and chocolate.
Smells good. I'm gonna talk until Jace is finished chewing, so then he can talk. Otherwise, we have dead
Also, just
sound.
a reminder while you're chewing to push your mic up.
Yeah, I was respectful.
I know Jace was the
I was respectful.
Yeah, we
I already did it.
we also have Vanessa on the pod next week,
Yep.
which would be exciting. We're going a different direction with guests, so it'll be exciting to hear the story behind FODBODs. It's actually pretty
The
cool.
normal peanut butter one's better than that one.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one's still good, but the normal one's better. Like just peanut butter. Remember the one we ate? It's got that texture. Like this one's still good, but yeah, like everything because the peanut butter one's so good. Like everything now is like I'm comparing it off that one.
Yeah,
That's still good.
I like that.
Yeah,
I would eat it.
I like the little bits of chocolate in it.
Absolutely.
No, I really like that.
Were we talking
Actually,
macros? Sorry.
It just tastes. You were too busy munching on it.
Yeah. There's 15 grams of protein in there.
Yeah.
In that.
For
In
that
this.
little-
That's good, man.
Yeah,
And it doesn't taste. It doesn't taste like one of those shitty health
Yeah.
bars that you're like,
Yeah, I agree.
you've done everything. There's nothing worse than a bar that tastes too much like dates.
Yeah.
I think the
I'm
trauma.
about that.
It's good.
I really like it.
I liked that. I liked that it was broke. I have to try the peanut butter one.
We need you to eat a whole one. Just to see what happens.
See if it upsets. Here.
Do it now.
And then within the next hour,
Yeah, we're gonna film it so that because we can't lie. And we
then
have to
it's
show
proof.
that it's proof.
It's proof that it's
That
gut
there's
friendly.
no nasties.
Jess is in a
So-
flare up and
Yeah.
still didn't have
Yeah.
to
She didn't
make
shit
the
herself.
bathroom
It's
dash.
done.
if I make it to the end of the podcast without having to run to the bathroom, you know that it's ulcerative colitis friendly.
Yeah, and if you do, we'll blame the coffee.
Yeah. of
Oh
course.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I can't believe our sponsor now knows that I might shit myself. Awesome.
Good work, Tam. Good work, bro. Good work.
I love it here.
Fucking hell.
All right, let's get to some training updates. Hey, we go training updates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So let's start with you, Jess. Getting those big dog bent over rows happening.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
what's going on at the moment? How's your training going?
Training's been great. So since the last time we spoke, so last time I was on, I was like, I've upped my food, like to try avoid a flare up. Didn't entirely avoid the flare up, but the extra food has made my training so much fun. 70 kilo bent over rows are like fine for sets of 8 now. I feel like that was relatively controlled.
Big dog energy.
I feel like they looked alright.
I feel like bent over rows are one of those exercises like there's a little. You can have a little bit of body English.
Yeah.
I'm just. I don't reckon you need to be as strict as people say.
Yeah, I think because like every single one of them, like, you know, I could see myself engaging where I needed to. It was not letting my shoulder girdle fall forward. Like it felt really good. I got 130 kilo RDLs 2 weeks in a row. I just tidied them up the second week, but I'm coming for you. I'm coming for 140. I don't know how much.
How many? 140? How many?
I did 130 for 6 and 7. 7 was like really ugly, but 2 weeks in a row I've done them for 2 sets of 6.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah. The first week was a bit rough. The second week was a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the Smith machines weigh, but I did 35 aside deficit reverse lunges.
Nice.
Yuck.
But I think the biggest dog thing I've done is 40 kilo dumbbell Bulgarian split squats.
Yeah, I was gangster.
Yeah.
Is that one dumbbell?
2 80
80
kilo
kilo split squat.
Bulgarian split
well,
squats. Thank you.
Let the people know.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was because I saw a man doing them and I was like, I could do that weight. So I did.
Yeah, there's nothing better than just making enemies in the
Well,
gym. Like,
Oh, no, online.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? If you can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And then I did them raw knees, no belt, no nothing. So I raw dogged them. So my goal is to max out the dumbbells. Anyway, most gyms have 50s. Like U-Strong has 50s, that gym had 50s, but I will Bulgarian split squat 50 kilo dumbbells.
yeah.
That's eventually the goal. So training's going really, really, really well.
So what he's doing? What's the plan at the moment? What's the like?
Absolutely fucking nothing. No, just at the moment, I'm getting stronger in these movements.
Just big dog energy.
Just big dog energy at the moment because my health is so because it's been so turbulent and I just moved house as well. It's just been a matter of like training has been my constant and has not dropped off, and I've still had the energy to really dig and push for those those 4 or 5 big movements.
Yep. Is that in a week?
Okay, yeah. So still 4 sessions a week. Really 1 big movement per session. There's only 2 because I bench at the start of like one of my other days. Oh yeah, and I bench 75 for 3.
Nice.
Which was also that
Really nice.
as well.
Fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were doing that. What, like May? And you were just working up to that for like the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in prep.
Yeah,
In prep.
that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Like
it's
it's
just
That's my
for
comp.
6 months later. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just doing.
That's
just
my
doing
comp
veg.
max.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really, really fun. I'm definitely in a position where I can't put like too much pressure on my training and like my expectations on myself. So I'm still showing up, I'm still doing sessions, I'm PBing, I'm doing that, but I'm actually genuinely scared to have a long-term goal.
Right.
Just because my health has been so like,
You're scared to
get-
have a long-term goal.
like when I say long-term goal I have, like my only long-term goal at the moment is I want to bench press 100 kilos.
Yeah, it's
That's my long-term.
mad.
That's like, if I can do that in the next like 2 years, I would be ecstatic.
yeah.
As a natty. So if I could do that, I'd be ecstatic. But every time I set a goal that's like that 6-ish months,
it's
I just get like fisted by life. And like, you did not see that coming.
I did
So-
not, especially the
Yeah.
the hands.
pump action.
Yeah, for the people at home, if you're listening, you got to
Yeah.
watch that part.
I mean, I feel like I should probably talk about this, like, because like I am really driven with my training and I am really driven with my food, and like it fucked with me gaining my weight back after going into my cut and all of that stuff. And every time I like set myself a goal that's like 6 months away, I have had poor health to the point where I've had to like,
Pivot.
yeah.
100% flare up success rate. Yeah.
I've had a flare up.
So is it because it's always the same goal? Like,
No.
do you know what is
No.
it? Like, is it?
No.
So when you set a short-term goal, and I'd say 6 months is like semi-short-term.
Yeah.
It's been really interesting because it's changed. Like when, even the tolerance has changed, but like, if you've ever seen Jess train, like throwing up 40s aside for Bulgarians, it's not like she goes in and fluffs around.
Yeah.
So when it's like, when Jess gets enough leeway and gets going on the runway kind of thing, it's like she's always going to push.
Yeah.
So when we first started working together, we couldn't SBD in the same week.
Yeah, I remember
It
that.
was just like straight away, it was like, cool. So we were like, fuck squats. No one likes them anyway. So we took them out, drove the other two up, and then it was like body composition. We sort of went away from the barbell. The body comp stuff was probably the healthiest you were for ages because it was kind of growth phase. Recomp still a little bit from obviously post-Parker. Got in shape and it was like, oh, let's cut. And like as the cut came in, then it was comp prep.
Yeah.
So it was just
stress.
Yeah.
Anything that's like stress, and then if anything like in terms of like life adds to that.
Oh, of course.
Last year it was testing. Not last year, so the year before it was like testing bench and deadlift, and I got diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then like this year, everything that happened this year.
Yeah.
Or like the last 6 months, last few months, so to say, like life's taken so many different pivots from like, you know, living with Bryce and whatnot. And then obviously like us going through our separation and all of that. So like all of that happened, which was stressful in itself. And then the second half of the year was just like whatever the second half of the year was.
It's every 3 weeks, even every week at some point.
Yeah.
So, and then there was opening the gym and all of that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There's been like these things just like compound on top. Mm-hmm. So at the end of last year, I was like, I'm so fucking ready. And then it's like, hey, by the way, you have to move out of your house. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So I've just like kept a really good mentality around training. And it's like, cool, if you have to like be a little bit heavier or be a little bit fatter. Don't come at me for saying fat, whatever, internet.
Yeah, that's it.
Like be a bit fatter, be a bit heavier, but really drive like my training, then that's what I'm going to do. But those movements are the only stressful movements I have. Mm-hmm. And none of them, like what the fuck's a bent over row compared to a deadlift?
Yeah.
So it's still like everything is still scaled back compared to what I would have done. So I think like, and I'm enjoying that a lot. And like now I'll push for like 1 more week and then it'll be like, like dial it back because like we're reaching the upper end of like everything at the moment. But
as in like in terms of training performance?
Like, no, in terms of like the weight that I'm lifting, I'll probably have to like alter a variation.
Yeah, because I was wondering if that's part of the consideration is like just adding in other types of training.
Yeah.
You know, and other ways to move the weight.
Yeah.
Because you're so strong.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I've driven them all up now. So it's like, cool, like go back and change a variation and start again. Like, and that's fine. It's just at the fun part now where it's been the same movements for 6 months. So I'm like,
just reaping the rewards.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so consistent. Fucking strong. But yeah, so it's definitely mentally exhausting to have to pivot so often.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to have to be, and like this will be fun in itself, but like it'll just probably realistically have to be like one movement that's not very taxing, like bench to have a strength goal on.
Yeah.
Focus on body comp, probably just build for the most of the year.
Yeah.
And not, you know, test my bench at like a, you know, peak build and then do little cuts here and there that aren't going to be too stressful along the way.
Ones.
Correct. Like, because I don't think that, and like, I'm so okay with that. Like, I'm at peace with it now and I can talk about it without fucking crying, which is like,
big deal.
a world first, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's like, it's annoying and stressful because I feel like I do so much for my body.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't betray me, you little shit. Like,
that's like, go look after me. I'm a temperamental motherfucker.
Literally. So as soon as the flare-ups start, and like this one was like, I was teetering on the edge of a flare-up from November. And it was like almost there. Like, so this is for like lupus and ulcerative colitis. So the easiest symptoms I get are I run to the toilet a lot.
Yeah.
So once like things start happening, I'm like, cool, I can feel like I'm a little bit unwell, change my food a little bit.
Yeah.
But then over the festive period, like you're not cooking for yourself for every single meal, which doesn't help. So now it's like, all right, got to kind of throw everything to get out of this flare up.
So what's the go So are there foods that like just know like are absolutely unavoidable, or is it like do you have to gravitate towards a diet that's specifically like preservative free? Like is there anything?
It's so what worked for around nationals, so my post nationals pull out, it's ultimately just not aggravating your digestive tract.
Yep.
Whilst you're at the peak of the autoimmune issues.
Yeah.
So not exacerbating it. So your artificial sweeteners. Yeah. I am a slut for an energy drink.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have one today. I bring one to every podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally. So it's like the artificial sweeteners with caffeine are like the ultimate KO. They're like absolutely not. I do reduce my caffeine, but for the most part, it is a bland diet. Yeah. Yeah,
what do they call it, like blat or whatever? It's like
it's
bread, something.
It is like all of your
like just white
stuff, food,
potato,
low
rice.
I am peeling all my vegetables.
Chicken, yeah.
Today I don't have boiled chicken, but at the peak of it, I will boil my chicken.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yes, just literally potato and chicken and.
Yep, and so.
Meals,
it's
sounds pretty good.
I mean, it sounds awesome to me, but I just mace it in fucking barbecue sauce.
Exactly.
And chili.
So yeah, chili absolutely not.
Yeah.
Low fiber, not a lot of vegetables, so you can't do it for very long term.
Of course.
Because it's not just like we're all about details here. It's not just going to the toilet, but there is like blood as well because there's ulcers through my digestive tract. So it's like the blood, and then you feel like shit because you're flared up, and like I also get my right lung gets affected by lupus, so there's like lung, kidney, colon, like they're my kind of three main areas. And so it's like I can kind of feel the lung, that one I can kind of live with. It just feels like I have a stitch all the time.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, which made squatting and deadlifting really hard in prep because you can't really expand.
Absolutely.
So bracing got difficult.
Training in general hard.
Yeah. Which look at the movements that I'm doing. Aside from RDLs, I don't really have to worry too much.
Yeah, that's
about
it.
it.
Yeah. You can work around it.
It's all calculated. Yeah,
of course.
But it's the kidney is just like I can kind of live with that. But it's like when I start bleeding, either way, I'm like, we got to do something. So that happened almost 2 weeks ago for the first time, and that was just after my move. I was like, cool. Wait until New Year because realistically, I'm not. Yeah. I can live with this for another week. But now it's just kind of throw everything at it, not really eating a lot of vegetables, not really going to eat a lot of fruit, do all of that stuff. You feel like shit, you don't have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But it does help with the frequency, therefore it kind of pulls everything together a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're like pairing that with medication. But that'll be a whole when I know more
of course.
about how that works, then I can talk about that. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, so this year's goals are drawn out, obviously, because we can't commit to something acute.
Yeah.
Is that the first time? Is this the first time you've like just been like, I'm just training for like life and to maintain like
since nationals. Like after nationals, I was like, I'm not tied to a squat, bench, deadlift total, which I wasn't really until that prep. Like I wasn't. Yeah. I had kind of learnt that 7 years ago when all of that first came up. But yeah, it's the first time that I've been like, cool, so you probably can't have these strength and cutting goals, or you can't have, which obviously we know that there's time and places for all of that. But like, it's just like admitting that it's just for life and just long-term wanting to look better over time and blah, 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 which is why I do so much reflecting on how much my body has changed and like how much my overall strength has changed. Yeah. It's a reminder to myself as well. Like it feels like I haven't progressed like on the bad days. Like fuck me. Like if I can't get through a training session, which hasn't happened yet, but like last year I did get to that point, there is nothing worse for my mental health where my training goes. Yeah. Yeah. That's tough. Training holds it together. So
I think one of the more challenging parts of it from a coaching standpoint, and I assume it's the same for you, some of the shit that I've given you in the last 18 months, I've been like, this should kill her. Like, you should die. Like when we did because we did the bench deadlift test, we also did a 5K.
Yeah.
And I think you did like 25 minutes or something.
I ran, it was like a 4-minute something. It was a sub
Yeah.
25-minute 5K, yeah.
So it was like, and the programming was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I was just like, we'll see. Such a high responder when everything else is in like ducks in a row. Can eat volume, can eat intensity to a point that like most of my other clients, I'm like, I couldn't give this to anyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
Jess can handle this. And when she does it, the results are exponentially better.
Yeah.
The harder we go.
Yeah.
Like you can see,
Yeah.
we're kind of dipping our toe in here and the results are good. We're sending it. Holy fuck. And then what we can't control is the outside life stuff.
Of course.
And then that hits it because you're just like fucking
You're already
this
at the
far from the
edge.
sun. It's
Flying
just
high.
like bang. So it's like
Okay.
there's so much results available for you at that level. But then if the stress jacks up somewhere else,
Yeah.
it's too late.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
Tipped
be
over-
like-
yeah, you spill over, you're fucked.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can't be like, oh,
Correct.
like you had a bad week last week,
Yeah, we
so
just
we'll
dial
just back it off.
and then it's like evens
yeah.
it out.
So it's very, it's like, it's incredibly frustrating because like it's going to sound so arrogant, but I know that I can be good at whatever I want to do. Like I've
Yeah.
done the running. I've like, not that I was
You got the
good
proof.
at that. Like, yeah, like
Get the proof that you can do it.
yeah,
And you got the
I'm
self-belief.
strong.
Not many people out there. What did you deadlift?
it was 150, 70 bench
Yeah.
and a sub
And-
25-minute 5K.
Yeah,
there's
it's
not
bad.
a lot of humans on the planet that can do that.
But yeah, like I know that
At
I can.
65 kilos.
Yeah.
And then did powerlifting, and it's like, cool. So I checked last year, my total was 5th in the country for
Yeah.
my off one comp.
Yeah, it's sick.
Like,
And missed. Yeah, would you go 6 from 9?
yeah, like, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I know that when I do something, I'm one of those people that like athletically,
Can do
I
well.
can be, I can
Yeah.
do well at something. It's just so frustrating not being able to do that. Cause like, if powerlifting didn't have the effect on my body that it did, I could do one comp a year fine. Like I enjoy that. Like spend 9 months not doing squat, bench, and deadlift, and then lock in for 3 months on it. That's fun.
Yeah, yeah. So for those people that are hesitant to set short-term goals,
Yeah.
yours is like hesitancy from a health perspective and
But
just
still.
history.
Yeah.
What do you feel is your greatest characteristic that keeps you working towards the goals, though, no matter what? Because you keep showing up in the gym. Because
Yeah.
if something keeps happening, people would historically be like, well, I'm not going to set any goals because that's the case. And we spoke about that last week on the pod. You still kind of, like, the pivoting is, as frustrating as it is, like, that's a trait and a characteristic that I think every single person needs to possess. Because if you stop, it's over.
Then yeah.
You know, no different to like if you stop in your business. Like you don't want to pivot heaps. You don't want to pivot out of like choice a lot of the time.
Correct.
But you need to pivot it out of necessity.
Correct.
So
I think
There's
it's
still-
important to clarify, Jess saying she doesn't have goals is
yeah.
I'm not 100% dialed
That's-
in
yeah.
to
Yeah.
this specific thing. Because it's
I
still
think-
like, I'm going to eat the maintenance to a surplus. I'm going to get myself healthy. I'm going to have mini cuts along the way. I'm going to do that for the next 6 months. Like the goals are still being set.
So I wanted to. That's kind of where I was leading because I wanted to
Yeah.
make it clear that to everyone even listening, it's like life's always going to happen. Yours is squeezing you harder than some, but there's still things that affect every single person, and they
Correct.
have to pivot. But it's like they still have goals. They just like turn the intensity or the pursuit down on the intensity of the pursuit down on the goal, but there's still something like
Yeah.
you're still working in a capacity and you're like toning it down, which is still way beyond some people at all because they just never set anything.
Yeah.
And you'll still make progress that is like exponentially greater in your downtime
Yeah.
than someone who's just not setting anything at all because they're too afraid to have that kind of deliberate action.
Thanks, guys. That's really nice to hear because I'm definitely hard on myself.
Yeah, of
but
course we are. That's what
me,
makes you great, though.
Training's not good. Also me, 70 kilo bent over rows. What the
Yeah.
fuck is
Yeah, well,
up?
when you set yourself to such a high
But-
standard and you don't meet it, it does make you feel shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys.
You're used to your goals demanding so much of you.
Yeah, did you guys have anyone over the 2 weeks of Christmas? They're like, oh, I feel shit, I feel this. And they're like, oh, I didn't get to go to the gym because I'm on holidays. And I'm like, this is called being a high achiever.
Yeah.
And this is called what the feeling's like when you don't live by your values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it sucks.
I'm like, give me 2 weeks and you'll be back. Oh, I feel great. And I'm like, you're the example of that. You know, it's just like when you can't be at your absolute best that you know you can be at, you feel shit.
Correct.
But even a 70% version of you is still going to, you know, mop the floor in terms of the progress. It's just, you know, you're capable of more, and that's the hardest thing to kind of deal with right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still going to progress. You're still going to get results. You're still going to work towards. There'll still be a time when you look back on this and you're like, I got lessons from this. It weren't physical, but they were mental, and that's going to benefit me in the future. And now I'm going to be in a position where I'm fully fit.
Yeah.
And my mind is as strong as it can be. And it's like, that's when you just become absolutely fucking unstoppable.
Yeah. I think, because like you kind of asked a question like through that, like how, I guess like what, holding yourself to that standard and whatnot. But like genuinely, it doesn't matter if it's a health thing, whether it's by choice, whether it's the cards that are dealt to you, like whatever it is, you owe it to yourself to control what you can control. Like, it's such a self-respect thing for me.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like I'm letting myself down when I compare myself to a version of me that was powerlifting a top 5 fucking total for like my weight class off one comp. But like, at the end of the day, like, I owe it to myself to still eat the food that's going to keep me healthy. I still owe it to myself to, sure, training is 4 movements. One of them's really heavy and the other 3 are not very taxing.
Yeah.
Train a lot of arms and delts. Like, there's a reason they've grown. Like, it's the thing that doesn't stress me the fuck out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you control what you can control. You owe yourself that. I have so much respect for myself. And I know that this resilience, exactly what you said, like when I can drop the hammer,
Yeah.
it's over for you bitches. But like until then, I will still keep making progress, remind myself by comparing the training videos, comparing the photos, by doing the things to be like, cool, like you're still progressing.
Yeah.
Even though it is not the traditional progress that you have once held yourself a standard to in a very specific area. So before and after photos or fucking waist measurements, because that will spiral. But like, you know, it's my waist measurements have gone up so much, but it was fine. I still had to put that in my check-in. I was like, it is what it is. But yeah, that's kind of life at the moment.
I've been talking
That was
heaps.
big. It was big.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's good. Inside sports is fun.
Yeah.
Been talking heaps with my clients in check-ins a lot, with myself a lot, and that's obviously made its way into my socials as well. About like, people talk discipline over motivation when really where you want to end up is identity. So your identity is I go to the gym. And when you say like me not finishing a workout will really fuck with my head, it's because your identity is that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Would you say that
do the workout?
Would you say your identity is the gym, or your identity is like you do the shit you say you're going to do, and when you don't do the shit you say you're going to do, you feel shit?
Yeah. And a big expression of that is in the gym.
Yeah.
And that's why we like the gym so much.
But I used to have my identity as the gym.
Yeah.
And I used to have my identity as a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when I wasn't able to train because I was injured, or when the gym's closed, like I was like in a fucking, I didn't even know who I was.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's how you see like I kind of push back on the how you do one thing is how you do everything idea because of that. Because some people can be like, I identify as gym bro, and are fucking useless everywhere else. Because they don't identify with the hard work, they identify with the building.
Or just like the outcome as well.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
So if you're someone who's like avoiding goals, avoiding whatever, and we're going like, well, Jess is, for normal population, you and I would be happy with a client that's setting goals the way Jess is.
Now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm maintaining a surplus, I'm progressing in my training.
Just want deliberateness.
By the end of the year, this is what it's going to look like. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. We're like, that is 100% tick fucking box goal setting.
Absolutely.
Jess just wants to say, we're going to nationals, I'm going to win.
Yeah, and
if I don't do that, it's not good enough.
She also wants to be in a position where she can give it everything she's got.
That's the one.
If you're if you're the person that's afraid of setting goals because motivation, discipline, life, whatever, like it's too hard, you're not in identity stage yet. And we were actually talking about it in the car, and this has come up heaps. It's like, who you pretend to be is who you are.
Yeah.
So what would someone do who is this person? What would someone do who is in the shape you want to be in? Who is as strong as you want to be? Who does do the things that they say they're going to do? What would they do in this situation? And then just do it and do it and do it and pretend to be that person until you are. Yeah. And then that's your identity. Like since doing my cut, the amount of people that are just like, bro. And because I posted I'm up at 5 a.m., like I work and then I take 3 hours off with my family.
Yeah, but it just looks ridiculous that you're up at 5.
I'll get 5.
Yeah, I've gotten over that phase of looking at your story being like, he's better than me. I'm like, I know he has 3 hours off during the day.
I know he hasn't gone to the gym yet and he's going to go see his son.
I'm working when you're chilling well, bro.
Enjoy your work with your son at fucking 9 o'clock, you dog.
You lazy piece of shit.
I sit down to my desk just being like, he's not working right now.
I hope he's enjoying sunrise on TV at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. But the amount of people that are just like, bro, how the fuck do you do all this?
Yeah.
And it's the answer, like, I'm not like, it's the fucking 5 a.m. cold shower.
It's your morning routine. Did you not know that?
Who I am. Like, it's like, I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
I pride myself on work ethic and getting the shit done. I'm also a father. I'm also a husband. And I also consider myself, not a very good one, but an athlete. So it's like, well, if that's...
Stay humble, King.
It's the best way to just,
I never wake up in the morning and be like, I don't want to go to the gym. Because I am someone that goes to the gym at 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like going to the gym sometimes, but I'll go anyway.
Yeah. Because you are. That's who you are.
Yeah. Just being very honest with everyone.
Yeah.
I was trying to say to my client the other day, I'm like, there's times where I hate the fucking gym.
Yeah.
But I'm someone who does the thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you got to show up, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, when people have fitness inspirational people, like Fitspos, like they have people, this is where I think you can be inspired by them as the person in the action, not the physique.
Yeah, the behavior.
So you can't be like, if I do things like Jess, I'll look like her.
Yeah.
It's like you would go, what are the things that someone like if I want something similar to Jess in terms of like, I want to be strong, I want to have a good rig, like whatever. You're like, she always shows up, and even when things aren't going her way, she pivots in a direction that's still working towards the goals. That's why I think it is beneficial to kind of have those people. Yeah. Right? Because like people are like, if you're inspired by somebody's actions, like it's not like your goals are shit. And I disagree with that. Yeah. Like I think that you can be inspired by other people because you guys both have the same mission and you have the same ambitions. They're just way ahead of you. Yeah. So you can sit there and go, okay, well, what does this person do? And like, how do they show up for themselves? And what characteristics they possess? And what do they do during hardship? And all of that. You can't sit here and just be like, well, if I behave like this person, I'm going to look like that, or I'm going to have this lifestyle, or I'm going to make this much money. It's not about that. It's about what would, like you said before, it's like, what would they do? You don't even need to think about your future self. You could think about the person that has what you want.
And you can see how you get there so easy, because I think most people aren't able to see themselves at that point. Most people aren't able to look at Jess and be like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Most people look at Jess and go, fuck, I wish I had that outcome, or I wish I could do that. So it's easy. You have to externalize a lot of the time because you don't believe you can get the outcome. I didn't think I would ever look like I did at the photo shoot. So 12 months before that, I'm not going like, what is fucking such and such? What are the boys that all competed that were part of me like, fuck, this is sick, to want to do the photo shoot? I wasn't sitting there going, I want to look like them. I wasn't sitting there going, what are their behaviors so I can get that shredded? Yeah. Because I was like, I don't look good shredded, so fuck it. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't see it.
I do agree with that, but I still think that if you're in a circle like that, I think that that's super beneficial.
So the issue is people go, don't compare yourself to others. Don't be inspired by others and their actions. Yeah. If you go about it and go, well, what did they do? Behaviors. I can do that. Yeah. Let's see where I land. Most people can't. So let me rewind. The ideal would be, where do you want to be in 6 months, 12 months, 3 years? what do you have to do to be that person? Most people can't see it. They
Yeah.
can't go, I train 5 days a week. I never miss my macros. I get 8 hours sleep. They can't see themselves being that. So
Yeah.
they have to go external and be like, well, I want to be like Jess.
Yeah.
The issue, like you're saying, is they go, I want to look like Jess.
The outcome is
because I can't see what I look like there.
absolutely.
Instead of going, I want to behave like Jess and see what that makes me 6 months, 12 months from now.
Absolutely.
So I get the externalization, and I think the idea of telling people not to do that is stupid, like you said.
Yeah,
because if you can't feel it yourself, where are you supposed to get that inspo from? Well, and like it's not motivation.
And it needs to be. You need to see someone who acts the way you like, who has the outcome that you want, so it becomes real.
Yeah.
Like even just think
Correct.
about it, like in our careers. Like like even when we're looking for a mentor, I was like, I need to see someone who's got the shit I want.
Yeah.
Who's done the path, and it's like, okay, so this is real now. I'm not expecting to have the same outcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm expecting a very similar path.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, okay, so I've got to act and behave that way. And I think that that's the benefit of having those people and trying to find those circles of people, so that you're like, okay, well, what's the common denominator here? You know?
Yeah.
Well, you
Like-
build self-confidence and self-trust with your own stack of proof, but you build that initial momentum to start going with someone else's stack of proof.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. And like take
that's great.
take Saturdays for an
Clip
example. We all get together on a Saturday. If you draw a line through every single person, we're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
We're not the same person. We behave the same.
Yeah.
You know, like we set goals, we work towards them, we have resilience, we're meticulous in our data tracking, you know, we got attention to detail. Like we literally are the same person.
Yeah.
But it's
All
not
insecure overachievers.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it's like
One of us.
but we don't look,
If you want to join our pop-up group.
yeah, but we don't look the same.
Yeah.
And we don't behave the same.
And
like,
no one's
we don't have the
sitting
same
here-
personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's sitting here going like, "Oh, well, I'll do the same thing as you guys and you all look the same." But it's like if I do what you guys all embody, then I become the same.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then that's when you do all of these things. You tick boxes and you set new goals. Like you're not just constantly in the perpetual cycle of just like trying to lose the same goal, like trying to tick the same goal off, lose the same 10 kilos, like add fucking the same amount of body weight or whatever it is. So I like the idea of having those people, and I like the idea of a circle of influence that promotes it. I just don't like the idea of someone expecting to get the exact same outcome.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Yeah. Okay, so bringing some specificity to the podcast, what I wanted to actually talk about is the reflections that I've seen from our gym excursions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about you guys, but when I walk into a gym, and it's not to judge, like I swear to God, it's like I just watch everyone.
Yeah.
I observe. I'm like a connoisseur of fitness and movement.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about it in the past,
Can't
like
help
you know,
it.
when we look at like people training, it can be a male, it can be a female.
Yeah.
If they move well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm onto you.
Yeah.
And it's like a radar. Like
Yeah.
you could be in like 160th degree of my peripheral vision. I will rotate to you. I will find you.
I will find you.
You can be behind me. I can feel it. You know.
Yeah.
So I've been.
That's a good squat.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about is just like some of the mistakes that people are making that are costing them progress.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean it for. It's not like I sit here and I'm like I'm doing it like laughing at them and like making them feel like worse. And I would never say it out loud and be, you know, whatever. It's just like, I'm like, that person could get better results. That person, you know, could get better results. And it's purely on the idea that like you want to maximize your time in the gym. Like you walk in, everything's deliberate. You're going to perform better and give it everything you have, you know? So the first place that where's the first thing that you guys see? I've got my own notes. When you walk into the gym, what do you see that stands out to you the most, like for what people are missing the mark on that's costing them progress?
Mine's not necessarily what you see straight away, but if you watch a set,
Yeah.
it's when someone stops a set just because they hit a rep. So if like their set is supposed to be 8 reps and they hit 8 and they just stop and you're just like looking at them like, where's the rest of that set? That's the first thing that comes into my head.
It's effort. Yeah.
Yeah. Not training hard enough is literally the second one on my list.
Okay, that's the first. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done there.
My first one would be exercise selection.
Yeah, well, that's on here too. So the not training hard enough thing is important though, because it's not taking your sets close to like we'll call it like failure, like task failure. you don't necessarily have to take everything to failure. Like we and I talk a lot about it.
Stop that.
Yeah.
And then 4 weeks in, and the elbows hurt. So you don't have to take things close to failure. But like looking around the gyms in the last couple of months, there is not many people who are visibly showing, like body language wise, that they are actually getting uncomfortable and working as close to,
Agreed.
their maximum capacity for the exercise. Like the biggest indicator of that for me and probably for all of us is like the rep cadence.
Yeah.
Like if your first rep and your last rep are, very, very similar, like for the people at home, like that's a really good indicator, like that we're probably not close to where we need to be in terms of training effort. Is there a way you can train it, and what would you say would be the best way to do it for someone safely?
Depending on the movement, final set as an AMRAP is my favorite way of doing it. That's the easiest one. And at U Strong, where I'm fortunate enough to get people in their infancy of their weightlifting journey, and they always ask me, how many reps am I doing? I'm like, whatever it says, plus or minus 4 reps. If you fall between that, but you're close to failing, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And it's just like not tying someone's worth to like, I need to hit 8 reps. Like,
One of the biggest things that I see when I train with clients is like, because they're not plugged in, it's like you're taking care of it. There'll be 3 reps in and be like, how many reps was it again? It's like, dude, you've started the set.
it doesn't matter.
The reps are when you're done.
Yeah.
When Mimi comes, we're like 2 rep in reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
just
as many as you can until you can't. You feel like there's only 2 left.
You're going to be somewhere between 6 and 15
Yeah.
depending on what the movements are and where you're at and blah, blah, blah. You're going to be somewhere between 6 reps and 15 reps across pretty much every exercise that you're going to have.
Yeah.
If you're doing more than 15, I'm so sorry. Who hurt you? Like, please just increase the weight for the love of God.
Yeah.
But like, you're somewhere between there. You're done when it's done. And I think it's understanding that it's more, you can't necessarily chase sensation.
Yeah.
Always, depending on
you can chase someone's like tolerance of comfort though.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what we're after. Like
and you have to keep building that because you can't just go from
and
that
you need to put people
discomfort.
in environments where they can feel it safely.
Yeah.
So like you said before, like push-ups are good. I like leg extensions. Like AMRAPs are great. Like maybe like on the seated row or just something that's like not going to hurt you if you do a couple of shit ones.
Yeah.
And then they can just carry that over to other things.
Yeah.
And then I also like the idea of just like getting people stronger so they work with like lower reps because then they have a better gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
and they're skilled too.
Lower reps are way better to gauge than higher reps in terms of how many they have left, which is partly why I think that once you get to that stage of like competency with your lifting and you can train heavier, I feel like a lot of the time you'll make better progress because you are actually closely training to an appropriate intensity. Where like I know for me, sometimes I'm like get to like 15 and I'm like, fuck, I don't even know how many I have left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just boring.
Yeah.
And my muscles hurt, but I could probably grind out a few more.
Yeah.
So I think there's like a little bit of benefit to just getting into a position where you can train with lower reps for a period of time.
That's being DJ.
I think practically there's 3 things that I would do with a client as an online coach.
We have 5 more dot points, just letting everyone know.
I'll try and be quick. So 3 things that I would do if you're not training hard enough. So if you've listened to Jason and been like, my first rep and my last rep look the same, what do I do? Make your programs longer.
Yeah.
And then aim for progression every week. So if you have a rep range, which we all program with now, so it's like 6 to 8, you do 6, then 7, then 8, and then you increase the weight. By the end of a 4-week block, you may be still not there. By the end of an 8-week block, you're like, fuck, I got to do another rep. Yeah. And then you take the last 2 weeks of that, and that's normal now. That's where you start the next block, and all of a sudden it's like your entire blocks start to actually look like training.
Do you have people who've trained with other, I guess, like coaches who worked to a specific rep range, like just lose their shit when you give them, like when they work with a specific rep, and then you give them a range. Bro, I've had people that are like, so do I not, like what happens when I get to like is it 8 or 10?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I get it. Yeah.
I said, and like sometimes when I don't even really do 8 to 10 anymore. I do like 8 to 12. Like I do 4 rep
6
gaps.
to 10 and 8 to 12 are like my two
if it's a
12 to 10 to 15 for abs.
If it's a movement you can micro progress, like a barbell or something with like 1.25s, I'll do two reps.
Yeah.
But if you can't, because it's like pin, plate, or dumbbell, I'm like 4 reps because it just makes it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Because then if you say to someone who's losing their shit over 8 to 10, it's like, guess what? You can actually do 6 to 12.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's like too simple.
Yeah.
It's like that the rep range has to have some form of benefit, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So I not just the rep range, but their own weight selection. I've got like a cohort of clients that have never selected their own weights before.
Yeah.
Because it's been
that's
programmed.
huge.
And that is like...
It takes like a year to fix.
Yeah, that takes time.
Especially in comp prep.
Which comes down to training hard enough too. So there is an element of this where it's like, you need to put some runs on the board.
Yeah.
Well, hitting like a current comp PB for a triple and me being like... And one of my clients messaging me saying, I wasn't restricted by one number and I didn't know that I could do my comp squat for 3.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a what the fuck? And I'm like...
No rules, man.
There's no rules.
That's it. The rule is there is none.
So second thing would be exercise selection. If you're picking shit exercises, you can't train hard.
Weird. Yep, next on the list.
And then third thing would just be, like you guys said, last set of maybe
get after it.
Every exercise, not every exercise, pick some.
Yeah, if it's got a pin,
and fucking just
good off.
Go there, see what happens.
Yeah. Start growling. All right, so I'm going to go to this, what I think first, and then we're going to go back to what you guys said about the exercise selection thing. So I think there's a lack of strong people getting around the gym.
That was
Hell yeah.
Like I look around the gym and I'm like, no offense, but I'm like, you don't see anyone who looks strong. Like there's only certain gyms now where there's people that, you just like, okay, you got like your shoulders are here, your hips are here, and then your legs come out here, and then your calves are... It's just a really lack of strong looking people in the gym. And I feel like, I was saying this to Matt.
You can see it in movement so much.
I feel like we've gone too far the other way. So like we've talked about this heaps. The generation before us was like, barbells, fucking SBD, like you're a pussy if you don't train hard, right? And then when they're our age now or a little bit muffed, and then now they're all buckled, they can't train. And then they're teaching people how to train a way that they didn't train to get the physique, but they're telling people to train this way to get the physique.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't make sense. And then we're like, well, you do need to be strong and you do need to do barbell exercises and you need to have that good foundation. But if you want longevity, it's probably good to like mix up the tension, like use some machines, use some cables, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because of social media and Instagram,
it's boring.
So then it's like, oh, well, this is the one exercise that skyrocketed my lats and it's fucking, I'm leaning over here like this, doing these ones, So then the new generation are going, well, I've got to do these like hyper specific concentrated movements, and that's the key to the physique. So they're gravitating to those first, and then you're like, well, your exercise selection sucks, and as a byproduct of that, your body isn't strong.
Yeah, I think the STC training paradigm that we present in our programming modules, it's like reach that baseline strength first.
Yeah.
Then fuck around. Like, I would argue I've done that and now I'm just back at the basic shit. Like, it's just how much basic shit can I do before I break?
Yeah.
And then pull back to machines or isolation from there. But I think you see it in like a visual, like you don't look strong. Being movement-centric focused for the last 5 years, I can see it as soon as someone grabs a weight. Just like, you can't fucking stabilize that. That's why you're not making any progress. Because you're way stronger than that. You just don't have the control, the stability, the strength to actually move the weight required for you to grow the way that you do. And that's why you choose some fucking half kneeling, upside down, head up, backwards row. Because it's like, you can't just pick up a heavy barbell and roll it.
I don't know the last time I've seen someone that's younger than me outside of our clients who has like a good set of traps. And I think that if you have a good set of traps, like that's a pretty good indicator that you're fucking strong, man. Like it requires like getting those requires doing some shit.
The only thing I miss from my powerlifting physique is my neck.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like,
my neck blew up last year. I was like, I look like an All Black.
Yes, it's like one look. It's like he's strong.
Yeah, and I get not everybody wants to look like that, but you don't have to. It's just I think that you'll get better progress, focusing on like it's just having a great foundation of strength first, and then you have the decisions like where you want to take them afterwards and filling the gaps with the training.
Yeah,
just think the paradigm switched, or the pendulum, switched way too far to like this hyper specificity with like no. It's like, oh yeah, barbell movements are complicated. They make you fatigue. They do this, they that. It's like
only if you're strong enough.
Well,
if you can control your body in space with a heavy weight, like that's going to carry over to like a lot of things.
And
right?
like if you're not strong enough, you're relying on skill and control, so you're not beating yourself up because you're still weak anyway. And then once you're strong enough, cool, go on a leg press. Good
that was something that Matt and I had said at like a lot of the bodybuilding shows last year. You can tell the glutes that are made by kickbacks and the glutes that are made by RDLs and kickbacks. You can tell the men's backs that were made with rows, and then you can tell the men's backs that were made with single arm iliac supinated chest supported rows. Like you can see the density, the thickness, the muscle maturity. You can see strong. You can't fake strong, and a strong body. I literally did that on my post last night. You can't fake strong.
No, you can't. So then leading in from that,
just on the exercise selection thing. When you said it, I thought a totally different angle to what you said. Anything that reduces your ability to move load because of complexity is probably negative.
Yeah, absolutely.
More if you look at your exercises and go, if I did a row this way or this way, that way I could move more weight, this one couldn't. Take the one that can move more weight. That's a general. That's
not what they say on YouTube, mate.
Yeah, fuck.
Go and get them.
I just get shit comments on YouTube anyway, so fuck YouTube.
Cut that out. Cut that out. We finally got some traction on it. They're going to watch this on there, bro. Sam, bleep that out. Say, I love you, YouTube.
We do.
All right.
We really do.
So moving, I guess going with the exercise selection route a little bit deeper, I think it's like the orchestrating of the exercises in the workout as well. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can tell people just making it up. And I guess that leads into like having no program. Like I can tell people who go in the gym and no program. Like there's this like wandering of like what to do next.
Yeah.
And then, if you do ask someone like how many sets they have left, they don't really know. And if you did, you can hear people talking. It's like, oh, I think I'll do this and I'll do this and I'll do this. It's like, how effective, not only is it how effective is that workout, like how effective are you going to perform? So I did a little bit of research. So if you have a plan, guess how much it increases your effectiveness compared to somebody who doesn't?
It's at least 50.
Oh, that's a bit generous.
Not too much, okay.
25%?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot though.
Increases your performance by 25%.
Yeah.
Would you not want a 25% increase in your performance?
That's
if you
crazy,
think about squatting
for something so simple though.
Yeah.
So it's like people with a plan. So it's not just like any plan, right? So this can be in like business. But this can be in business. True. It can be in your career, whatever it is. It can be in training. A plan makes you just perform. It doesn't. That's not even thinking about the likelihood of you achieving it, right? The likelihood of you achieving it with a plan and writing it down is 42%.
Yeah.
So, not only are you nearly doubling the likelihood of achieving it when you have a plan, you're also increasing your own personal performance by 25%. So when you go into the gym, that leg day becomes 25% better.
Yeah.
Because you know exactly what you're doing. Because it's not just like, whoever's orchestrated it for you has done it in a way that's like, adhering to the principles of training and science and it's effective and whatever. You're also like thinking about that workout 2 hours before.
Yeah.
I got to get a meal in.
Rehearsal, all that shit.
I'm visualizing. I'm starting to use the motivational techniques that I lean on to bring myself at my best, be it whether it's visual, self-talk, auditory, whatever. There's just so much power to that I feel like people just get away from. And their pushback is, oh, it's boring because I have to do the same thing all the time. And I watch so-and-so do it and they change things up. It's like the reason why so-and-so changes everything up every week is because you won't watch him.
Yeah.
If he does the same thing every week. So they've got to change it up because they're entertaining you.
Yeah.
And they're also like probably part of like the genetic elite where they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want a leg up on yourself already because you're frustrated with the results you're getting and you're capable of more, follow a program and know exactly what you're going to do when you want to do it. That alone, outside, like, you need good form and you do need to be strong, just going into the gym though with a good program will fix most of those problems.
Yeah. It's so foreign to me. And I don't, I'm careful when I say this because I'm like, I don't want to actually disrespect people that actually have autism that affects their life.
Yeah.
It's just like enough tism in me that the thought of doing that is like, bleh.
Yeah,
Like not having
Not having
structure,
a-
plan, forward thinking. Like
Well,
my
I
head
can
just
do
explodes.
I can do it for like one workout, and it's most likely just with a mate.
And it's
But
trash.
I've still planned the workout in my head, and it's usually
Correct.
just an example of a program I've already got.
Yeah.
But I'm just not filling it in.
Yeah.
But I can't just like wing it for a week. Like I would just be like, there's no point. It's like,
So
we had-
so lost, man.
we went into this. I had this hotel gym, and we went in there, and I'm like, sweet, I'll get a pump and whatever. It was like the most mid hotel gym ever, and I was just like, I don't actually know what to do. And I'm like, this, and then I did a couple of exercises, and I was like, this is shit. So I left.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no point in me being here. I'm like, I don't know what I'm working out on. I don't have the sets, the reps, the whatever. I'm like, I'm out. This is not actually effective for me. Just take 3 days off, bro.
Yeah.
Train when you get home.
So
And there's power in that.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So just summarizing them all, the biggest mistakes in the gym that are costing you gains: no program, not training hard enough, poor form, suboptimal exercise selection, and a lack of strength. I feel like the hardest one to troubleshoot for everyone immediately is the form thing, because that takes time.
Yeah.
Where like all of those other things, you can immediately fix them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can immediately fix all of those with a good program.
I was gonna say, yeah, just get a good program.
Yeah, because it covers
Yeah.
them all.
I mean, you just like STCfit.com. You fix
Yeah.
it.
Well, we're pretty good at programming.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And form reviews and yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to the gym for 4 to 5 days a week for an hour to an hour and a half, I just don't see the detriment to like getting a plan that's for you,
Yeah.
that's getting the movement refined and teaching you the effort. It's like you're going to get a massive return on that.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So, anything else that you guys see in the gym that is costing people progress?
Some people resting too long and some people resting not enough.
Yeah, so I
They're
did
on-
think of that as well.
I've been in a powerlifting gym, so
What?
I visit a powerlifting gym once a week now, and that is on the end of resting too long, and I found myself guilty in that because I was yapping in between sets. But then I go to other gyms, and I've just started at a new gym, which is so much fun. The people watching is so good. I don't know anyone at my gym, and I'm I don't know any of you fuckers.
What would you say is an example of resting too little and then resting too much? Like just for the people at home, in case they're confused.
Resting too little, for the most part, like anything less than like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
A minute and a half to 2 minutes, depending on the exercise or whatever. But I see people just pretty much like pacing and then just going straight into it. Another set.
I trained with a client on the holidays, and like he was just like itching and like standing over me, and like
Yeah.
I hadn't gone yet, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I don't think like you need to rest for me, bro. And I'm like, I'm resting for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can go now. And
Yeah,
I'm like, how quickly do you rest? He's like, bro, I got 60 seconds because I got to go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's okay because it's time restricted for work and it's just consistent.
Yeah.
But I'm like, for me, bro, I'm like, I got another 3 minutes.
that used to be my 5 a.m.s.
We had 4
Yeah.
on Saturday, and I was like starting to get the tick
Yeah.
because I do the heavy days are 3 minutes and the non-heavy days are 2.5.
Yeah.
Same thing because it's like the worst going to get done in a time frame. And yeah, with 4 of us, it was like 4 minutes, and I was like,
yeah.
let
Well,
me
that's-
at it.
Fuck,
Let me at it.
I do like 5 on mine.
Well, when we went to Derrimut and I trained with Mimi instead, I literally looked at you guys on the pendulum and I was like, fuck that. And just like
Yeah.
walked over. I was like, I'm not waiting
Yeah.
for 5 people to go.
What
I
would be?
watched-
What do you reckon would be an example of too much? Would you say it's like a feeling?
I think if you can't mentally stay in it,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
if,
'Cause
you,
I
I
if,
don't
your
know,
goal
I
is,
took-
if your goal is body composition,
yeah,
I think if you're not staying in the room,
yeah.
you start to wander. You
That-
start thinking
yeah.
about work. And
As
all that
bro
kind of
as this
shit.
sounds, I know for me, it's like I can actually feel like
Losing
my
the
pump, like
Yeah.
actually start to
Yeah.
to dissipate a bit. I like using that as a gauge, I know, but it's like it's not. Everyone shouldn't use that. It's like I know because it feels like that for me.
Yeah.
Well, something
Yeah.
that like, so when I was benching, I was definitely taking 5 minutes or longer because I was also
Yeah.
waiting for like a specific spotter and like whatever. But,
And you're doing triples.
Yeah.
and I also benched 82.5 kilos, but I didn't tell you that. But that's okay.
What just happened?
I benched 82 kilos.
Yeah.
But so when I do something like heavy, like single leg and heavy.
Yeah.
So with Mimi, it was like Smith machine deficit lunges. With Jess, it was the heavy Bulgarians. We just go leg for leg.
Yeah.
So I'll do my left leg, then Mimi will set up and do her
that's
left
the best
leg.
way to do it.
And then I'll do my right and whatever. And then we kind of just end up going back to back, but we've taken a minute and a half or so between each
That's
leg.
a really good way, creative way.
Yeah.
Do you
And
take a break in
I've
between
never done
your limbs?
No, not if I'm in. Nah,
Really?
No.
Fuck, I'll take
Oh,
like 2
Yeah.
minutes.
I like it.
Now I'm like, am I just super unfit or?
Well,
And that's there is a part of that.
Yeah, I don't think, but but I feel like I'm not.
No, you're fucking strong, dude.
Yeah,
And you have the
you need
the ability
recovery.
to train as long
hug
as you want to.
myself. Hug myself.
Good boy.
Like,
Thank you, Ben.
I think you have the ability to train for as much time as the session takes.
Yeah, I've just set everything up like that. It's
So-
like you probably could train it, yeah.
Yeah. But with the 2.5 minute to 3 minute thing, like I was gonna say if there's a drop off in performance, your rest period's too short. But when new clients come on and like post comp, like post powerlifting meets,
Yeah.
I'm like, your performance in this next 6 weeks is not optimal, but the conditioning you're going to build and your ability to repeat effort is going to.
Yeah.
So every program after that is better.
Yeah.
Because I can do more work with 2.5 to 3 minute rest periods with you and in supersets for the next 12 months. I'm willing to sacrifice 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But I think a lot of people get trapped of like rest periods, push out. It's like now I have to take 5 minutes or I can't repeat effort because you don't have the conditioning to do it.
Yeah, I do this
Well,
really
that's-
good density block with my boys to get their fitness back.
Yeah.
I usually do it just before prep starts.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking good.
Well, that's Mel squats. She gets her knees wrapped at Peninsula Barbell because I am not a knee wrapping coach.
Yep, that's fair.
And she knew that, so we're paying an external coach to wrap her on comp day.
Yep.
And he will time her 3 minutes on the dot. He's like, if your ass is not down on that bench and I'm not wrapping your knees in 3 minutes, I'm not wrapping him. And she hit a PB triple with.
Yeah,
She hit her comp max for 3.
Yeah, I feel like
with 3 minute rest period.
I
Like
feel
you
like
can
the,
do more than you think you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to kind of summarize everything for the guys at home, it's like too short. There's like significant drop off in a performance unless the parameters of the workout are working with something else for that period of time.
Yeah.
Too long is when you just drop off in terms of focus and arousal, like whatever that is for you.
Yeah.
It can be mental. It can be a physical feeling. Like for me, I know it's just like if I lose my pump a little bit, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get this back.
Yeah.
So you've got to just find a window that works well for the goal, works well for the program, and you just have to keep consistent with it, which I think is the hardest part. It's like if it is a timer, like their app for us has a timer in the sets, which is really cool. You just have to find something that keeps it consistent with 60 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's like across the program, make them the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I like the arousal focus thing. That's
Yeah.
what it is for me. And
Yeah.
like when I say there was the 4 of us, was like I had to, my ability to switch back on, because I still chill between sets.
Yeah.
It was like, it's my set. I had to like, okay,
Yeah.
get back in rather than just be like, yep, it's my set, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
that's I like
I just
that.
listen to a song, and then if I like it, I just listen to it again when I do the set. So I
Yeah.
listen to the song twice.
Yeah.
Which is why I
Nice.
played the same song like 2,000
A
times
million
last year.
times. Yeah,
Love
yeah.
that.
2,000 times.
Love that. Now I'm.
That's 4 times a day,
That's
That's
so
wild.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm so G'd up to train now.
Welcome to my brain.
What are we training today?
I got shoulders and arms.
Shams on a Friday.
I was
Let's
going to do
fucking
that
go.
because it's my
Yeah,
6th
I got
day.
shoulders and arms, and I'm training like kind of upper with Adrian tomorrow, so I don't want to fuck up my chest and back.
I got heavy legs tomorrow, so shoulders and arms.
Yeah,
work
Shams is
perfectly.
good. All right.
Shams on
Amazing.
a Friday.
All right, guys.
Let's go.
That's all we have for today's episode. Make sure you hit the like and follow button. For those of you who want to get strong and lean in 16, hit the website and have a look at our program. If you want a bit of an idea of just like all the things we spoke about today about maximizing results in the gym, get your copy of our Strong Body Transformation Checklist on the website. Do all the things. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.